Peace and blessings, peace and blessings.
Peace.
Welcome to the Phocused Black podcast. This is episode 24, Ciphers to Coins, Cryptocurrency and Black Economic Empowerment. Uncover the world of cryptocurrency through the lens of the Black communities as we delve into the transformative potential of economic empowerment, exploring topics such as blockchain technology, entrepreneurship, and financial inclusion in this episode. So peace and blessings. My name is Naseed Gifted, and this is
Dilettante J Bass.
And we are the Phocused Black podcast. Thank you for tuning in. We have an exciting one for you today. Thank you guys for tuning in and showing us a lot of love, man. Definitely showing us a lot of love over the weeks. Last week we were talking about we were talking about generational wealth. I was about to say financial wealth. We were talking about generational wealth and legacy building. And we got into that. But today we're going to talk about some more of the, practical things with regards to ciphers. So, in the Black community, we're familiar with ciphers, but we're talking about from ciphers to coins, and then how we use cryptocurrency and as a vehicle of Black economic empowerment. So that is what we're going to be talking about. So I wanted to start off with a question, how are Black communities embracing cryptocurrency as a means of economic empowerment? That is something that, we want to kind of touch on. And one of the things that I found out that, the mayor of New York City, Eric Adams, he actually, to get people excited about the whole idea of cryptocurrency, he converted his first 3 paychecks to Bitcoin. He didn't donate it. Now, so let me just make sure it's clear. But he converted his first 3 paychecks to Bitcoin as a way to, kind of set the tone for how important this is for the Black community. And when we talk about cryptocurrency, we're talking about digital currency. We're talking about gatekeeping, and we're talking about being able to decentralize banks and everything. So being able to have an understanding of what cryptocurrency is, what is the blockchain technology, and then how are we as a Black community are embracing it or not embracing it, right? So one of the things that I wanted to, I said was, what does blockchain technology play in facilitating financial inclusion within the Black community? How do we look at that? Well, no, you know what? I'm sorry. Let me go back. How does the Black community embrace cryptocurrency as a means of economic empowerment?
Honestly, I don't think we're embracing it right now at all.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's part of the purpose of this particular podcast, because we want to talk about Afrofuturism and tech, So, so for the people in layman's terms, what is cryptocurrency? And how can we use it as a means of economic empowerment? Let's talk about that then.
Cryptocurrency in the simplest form, it's a made-up currency that some people got together.
And agreed upon?
Agreed upon. We have to be real about this. And it's almost genius to say, they got the dollar bill and we agreed upon it has no value. Let's agree upon these coins and stuff like that and put value on that. But it's a little more complex, it allows you to trade and do business without a centralized bank and all that stuff, without the banks taking a fee or the government, everybody in your business. But there has been a great movement in the Black community when it comes to cryptocurrency, but in the same time, it went up and then has fell right back down.
Yep.
And sometimes that's due to bull runs, and certain runs they call it the bull run, the drive, whatever. And when that went up, everybody was winning, everybody happy and all that. Then when it dropped, a lot of people like, see, I told you that stuff was no good.
They scamming.
And you had a lot of that going on too. But then also what else I think destroyed it, didn't is not moving as fast, I think it's due to inflation right now.
Well, actually, the government actually purchased.
Yeah, and the government got involved.
Yeah, now the government has gotten involved and purchased, cryptocurrency and everything to be able to try to regulate. Because we trying to get out of deregulation, and they're trying to regulate by buying into the system and everything. The one thing, the one thing about cryptocurrency, regardless of like what your bank account is or what your transactions, those transactions are being captured on a blockchain. So the blockchain is your digital ledger. Your ledger is a spreadsheet that lets everyone who can view the blockchain know that 0005 has $8,000 in Bitcoin or 8,000 Bitcoins, and then if you do a transaction, if I give you money or if I use it to purchase or barter, because this is all based off the bartering system, basically. And those who are accepting, cryptocurrency and stuff to be able to use as a form of payment. I know Tesla had did it at one point where they were accepting that. And then some other corporations and stuff are using it as forms of payment and everything. But we talk about the blockchain, and then cryptocurrency is definitely a vehicle to be able to work around, banking systems, where you don't have to ask the bank for particular loans or whatever. You already have your particular currency, if it's Bitcoin, if it's Ethereum, or a Litecoin, or Dogecoin, or whatever the case may be. And we're not endorsing any of these things. We're just providing examples for people to be able to do their research on any of this stuff. But one of the things that we talked about when we talked about generational wealth was they were gatekeepers, and then there was systems that were put in place that infringed upon the Black community, from being able to own homes, to be able to just stay in particular neighborhoods due to the redlining, or even get mortgages. So all of those things were placed upon the community and legislated through community. Where everybody was on board to disenfranchise a group of people. But with cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, you take away those gatekeepers. And now if you have this and you have the access, you could just be able to do it. That is something that, the Black community can definitely rally behind, and to be able to galvanize and look to empower themselves, if they understand and learn how to do this. And that's, from, land buying to any type of purchases and stuff. So a lot of people think that, like you got to have these wallets and it's only good for certain things. A lot of the times these this is for goods and services all over the world. And then, I know people are still, using Western Union and transferring money through
charged a fee.
Cash App or PayPal or Venmo or whatever, where all of these different applications are charging a fee, where you don't, if you're transferring funds between through the blockchain, it's all covered in all within that transaction, so you can send money for less. We talk about paperwork and contracts and everything, that's still the same, but as far as transactional fees and doing business, B2B business, and all the other good stuff, those fees are all gone, and those are cost savings that actually helps, because we know at the community level, we're getting taxed, we get income tax, we get sales tax, and then there's property tax, and we keep getting tax before you even get to even touch your principal or whatever your case may be for whatever you earn. Now to be able to have access to that without being taxed initially, and then being able to do business, is something that is great for economic empowerment and everything. So that was something that I thought was super, super powerful, man. And I just want to pull from this abstract from a sister Lanice Phillips Payton, who's financial inclusion, cryptocurrency, and Afrofuturism. Part of her abstract, when she talks about how Mayor Adams, spread the gospel about cryptocurrency, and then that the Black cryptocurrency that Black people being early adopters of cryptocurrency and everything.
But before you go on, what also created allowed cryptocurrency to grow and a lot of other business to grow in some ways was COVID.
Yeah.
Was the extra capital it was giving out, funds people was receiving. But more importantly, it was the ability of a lot of people at home. So we're looking for other outlets, other income resources, other business ventures. So it allowed people to dwell into that crypto world, dwell into technology, learn new skills. So everybody was figuring out this thing. And I think when I said like it took a decline due to COVID was over, everybody back outside. Now back to the same.
Yeah, when you had to stand still, a lot of people
Yeah.
were saving money and able to
It
invest.
caused you to think.
And put a pause on things, Well, once you got out the rat race and you're not going to work, you're working but not going to work in the transition.
So I think that's one of the point that must be discussed. But it's a tool that can be utilized in our community. So it's like something I would say get involved, learn it, because whether you don't think it's going to have an effect now, but in a couple of years, it'll be everywhere.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, and when we talk about, not only see a lot of people just look at things on a local level, but when you want to do something on an international level and you got to deal with exchange rates and all of that stuff, cryptocurrency, there is no exchange rate. If it's 5 Bitcoins, then it's 5 Bitcoins. If it's 3 Ethereum, then it's 3 Ethereum. Like that's it. There's no conversion rates. You don't lose money on the deal or anything like that. Like it's just what it is. And that's the part, when we talk about blockchain technology and how that facilitates financial inclusion, that's the part that I think that the Black community needs to be able to embrace on a more higher level, to understand that when you're doing business, even if you are working in the States and sending money back home, there's a way to be able to save, just by sending money back home and everything. All of those things are definitely ways to be able to, save money and do more business, just to be more efficient and effective. So I know there's some challenges, right? So addressing the challenges and barriers to entry for Black individuals in the cryptocurrency space. What do you believe that what are some of the challenges that the community is facing in order to enter into the cryptocurrency space?
There's lack of information, not enough concrete information, because it's like you get information from all over. But another challenge is being user friendly. Like it's not as simple as people think it is to just say, all right, I'm a take this crypto space. Hold on. Let me keep talking.
Yeah, so doing a cryptocurrency space, and no, it's definitely a challenge with regards to that. I believe that when you are
like what I was saying is some of the challenges people face is about being user friendly, because it's hard to kind of understand the concept of transferring your money over to the crypto and using
digital wallets
and all that. Make sure you put in the right code. If not, you could lose your money.
It's stuck in cyberspace somewhere.
It's stuck, and if you forget the code, you just lost everything. Those are one of the greatest challenges, and
everything is encrypted. So it's so encrypted that you don't even know what the encryption is.
Yeah, like what is this? So you gotta write down these codes, remember this long password. So I think that's one of the challenges, one of the greatest challenges. And the other challenge is just lack of information. Like, you go talk to different people, they tell you different stories, you like, what are you talking about? Like, it's like Like you're just talking in mysteries and mysticism to some people.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it goes back almost to when money, when when people stop using gold gold and silver to barter for goods and services, and he went into dollar bills and stuff, where stuff was accepted in certain areas, and then certain stuff wasn't accepted in in other areas. So now, as it becomes more general practice, because I know the many generations that probably follow this podcast can't think of a time when the dollar wasn't used as currency. But before that, there was coins, and even here in the States, they use different types of dollars and stuff like that. If you do the history of money, and it wasn't until Lincoln, yeah, when they started printing the currency and the greenbacks and stuff, where initially all of that stuff was backed by gold, and then we constantly went to the Federal Reserve, and then printing money. So all of these different things kind of happen. So now there's a time where, like we looking for this cryptocurrency piece to be socially accepted, more worldwide and everything. Even though it is it can be a universal currency, but with the blockchain technology and everything, it's not socially accepted because everyone is not using it on a regular basis like that to be able to buy goods and services. And that's where all of this kind of comes down to be able to use it for goods and services, at a larger threshold.
Yeah, totally agree.
So how do we strategize on increasing awareness and adoption of cryptocurrency for economic empowerment in the Black community? How do we go about doing that?
I mean, we would have to do a serious marketing campaign, one.
Mm-hmm.
Two, we have to show the people the utilization and the importance of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the sense of in real time, like to say, I just purchased this, or I just saved this. I put this money aside, and this how when this affected it, I didn't get bothered by this. So you will have to show them with real life examples, and make it make sense to them.
Yeah, I mean, and even on an investing side, I mean, I know you invested in cryptocurrency. I've invested in cryptocurrency. I've made some money off of cryptocurrency. Now, when I say I made money, don't be coming to come see me like I made money like that. No, I put a couple of $100 in, and I made a couple of hundred and something on top of that 100, but also lost money, where you have stuff like that, because a lot of the stuff when you invest in, you have to have the tools, and then you also have to have the patience to be able to not only when you're looking at the market, because the cryptocurrency market is a very volatile market, it's very volatile, and it, like if you're not in there and it's going up and down, and my key rule for investing is just making sure that it's the money that you don't need at the moment. Because if it's the money that you need at the moment, you are almost guaranteed to lose money, almost guaranteed to lose money. But because if it's your, and I always say use your beer and cigarette money, money that you could do without. And if you use that beer and cigarette money, then you could wait out, because it's always fluctuating, but it's constantly going up. And then, of course, with any of these markets, you want to buy low and then get out when it's at a higher level. And most of the time you have to do that. The thing that's always on your side is time. So making sure that time is on your side to be able to maximize on any investment. The stuff that we're talking about in this podcast, once again, is do your own research. Definitely do your own research. We're not endorsing any particular coin, but we are talking about cryptocurrency in general and how we can use it and leverage it to empower the Black community and everything. So that is one of the things that we talk about. And he's talking about vehicles. We're talking about being able to not only transfer wealth from one, individual to next, business to business, being able to transfer from country to country, avoiding, transaction fees, foreign exchange rates, just getting taxed on top of taxed on your dollars to be able to make, moves and make things happen. And that's something that, we need to be able to do within the Black community.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah, definitely with that. So, I mean, with all of this, what do you think of some of the, the future prospects of how, cryptocurrency can shape the economic landscape for the Black community? What are the future? Where do we see the future of all of this kind of going?
It could shape the landscape because it could allow access to resources or funding for projects that we want to do within our community, whether it be development, whether it be small businesses, and also allow us to trade overseas or trade with other cultures, other countries.
Yeah.
Without the tariff being taxed on us
sometime.
So it'll open up more financial and economic opportunities in the short term.
In the short term and the long term, man. So, the one thing that, we always want to do is we want to empower. We want to be able to provide information for the community. If there's something that you didn't know nothing about, when we talked about these things with cryptocurrency, please do your own research. We always encourage people to do their own research, with all of this. But we want to be able to provide, information for the community so they could take this information, take that, do their own research, and then being able to leverage it to empower themselves. Because like last week, we were talking about generational wealth and we talk about building legacy. Now, when you invest early and you allow it to grow over time, then you are, doing the stepping stones to when we talk about generational wealth. So, with that, I think, we're going to stop on that right there. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Yeah. This is the Phocused Black Podcast. Every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, man. We're doing some powerful things, but we want to definitely empower the community, make sure that you understand a lot of the stuff that's going on. When we talk about Afrofuturism, we talk about telling our own narrative. We want you to be empowered so you could tell your own narrative, but also not only thinking about yourself, thinking about the community and the community around you to be able to build and solve problems and, not only just talk about it, but be about it and be a part of the solution, And that's why we want to be able to provide you with this information. So with that, we're going to close out, man. Any closing thoughts, any closing words, Brother Dilettante?
Hey, man, just do your research.
Do your research, man. Definitely do your research. And with that, we want to just kind of close out. Thank you guys for all tuning in. Make sure you tune in each and every week. We got a few things going on this week, but I know next week is Comic-Con, so we'll be at Comic-Con doing some things, but we will be broadcasting, each and every week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, man. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we are out. Take care.
Peace.
Peace.